Good morning, guys. So, in my first video, I shared my story of how I'm trying to rebuild my identity. So, not just chasing goals, but reshaping who I'm becoming. I want to be someone who is fit, strong, and healthy. So, what does that look like for me? That's someone who is disciplined, consistent, and present. So, right now, I'm motivated. My beliefs are solid as ever. But if I stop at motivation, I'm more hype. I'm just like, the build-ups guy I showed in my first video. Now, what do I do now? Obviously, I have to show up, right? So, I've been doing just that. I've been going to the gym, working on my diet, meal preps, all that sort of jazz. And so I remember, so many times where, I'll be motivated, not just, not just with the gym, but in other areas of my life too. I would, um, read something powerful or, read a quote or watch the video that hit me right in the fatu. And that moment of inspiration would ignite a fire within me. And I'll ride on this wave of motivation, ready to take action. Honestly, motivation, it's a great thing. I love the feeling of motivation, but I've learned firsthand that motivation doesn't last long. So how do I keep going now? Or how do I keep on showing up? And that's the question that I've asked myself before. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today is how do I keep on showing up? And the way that I'm doing that is building systems. What are systems? They're the things that happen behind the scenes, the process or the moving parts that make everything happen. And so they're not the goal, but they're what help me consistently show up for the goal. And so there's this quote by James Clear in Atomic Habits, and it's a quote that's really resonated with me. It goes like this: you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And so the problem wasn't my goals, it was, basically my systems, my structure. And so I'm not sharing this because, I've mastered this. The truth is, I haven't. I'm sharing it because I'm finally trying to live it. And so for the past, month and a half, I've been trying to build mine to fit, around my life. Planning my week is part of the system. I don't script out every second or every minute of the day, but I give the week a bit of structure. Now, I have an idea of what my week or what my day is going to look like. But without planning, I lose purpose and I fall back into old patterns. Now, look, you don't need a military style schedule. Just build something that fits your life, your identity, your reality. Here's my reality. I'm a husband, I'm a father of 4 children. I run a small business. I serve in my church weekly. My wife also has a calling within the church. She studies online. My son has training throughout the week, footy on Saturday. And so there's a lot of responsibilities, a lot of commitments that I have to work and adapt my personal goals around. My family are my priority. And the truth is, I lack in all those areas. And so that's why I'm doing this. I want to become someone who's present. And planning helps me to do that. Okay, so like I said before, I need to find time for myself to work on my personal goals. And so for me, that starts early. I wake up at 4 a.m. most days, not because I'm trying to prove a point. Honestly, that's just the best time for me to do my personal studies and hit the gym before the family wakes up. Meal prepping is a part of the system as well, especially when I'm away at work. If I don't prep, I spend. And when I spend, it's usually on crap food or junk, to be honest. This isn't about being perfect, it's about being prepared. So meal preps help me avoid that. Systems are like the setup that makes showing up automatic. So me laying my clothes out the night before I go to the gym or going for a run in the morning just makes it easier for me to, consistently show up. When I wake up in the morning, all I have to do is chuck the clothes on. I have my a gym bag set up and then I'm ready to go. This is just one part of the system that makes it easier for me to keep going. This going for a run is one part of my system. Not just a once-off workout, but a schedule that makes it repeatable. I can, I'm still learning, I'm still tweaking things, but I can feel the difference between hype and habits. Another part of my system is health, not just working out and eating right, but paying attention to my body. About 9 weeks ago, I went to the doctor to see where my overall health is at. He checked my BMI, blood pressure, weight, and I had to get some blood tests done. I also went in to see what was wrong with my left shoulder that had been sore after bench pressing. The doctor said I had to get some scans done, so in my second visit, I found out I had bursitis, which is basically inflammation in the shoulder. I asked the doctor if I could get a referral to see a physio. Instead, he gave me meds, but the pain stayed weeks later. That's when someone at the gym suggested a personal trainer who's helped others with bursitis. I had a session with him a couple of weeks ago. He gave me warm-ups and stretches to help with mobility and reduce pressure, which has been helpful. On top of that, he also wrote a workout plan for me to follow through with. That's where my focus is now. I'm just trying to train smarter and stay in the game. James Clear said this: the purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to keep playing the game. See, the thing is, I'm not always motivated, eh? I get super tired all the time. I stress out. Life gets busy, eh? You know, that's life, right? If I rely purely on motivation, then all of this just fades away slowly. And building systems, it makes it easier for me to keep going. It makes it easier for me to stay consistent. And so that's why I also think building systems matter more than motivation. So if you're on a similar journey as I am, man, I'm rooting for you, eh? Let's get it. If you're not, that's cool too. You know, either way, I'm showing up, and you know, let's find out what happens when we don't stop, eh? So in my next video, I'll be sharing my goals, and I know I said in my first video that goals aren't the end game, the destination. You know, they're still a big part of, you know, my journey as well now, and I still love goals, so still have to have a target to aim for, right? You know, that I set, and I'll show you what I'm up to. So if you're keen, stay tuned and let's get it. Let's go.